Here Scott is with Montana and Cleveland. They're working on their jogging. Some barking dogs on their right, doing pretty good. Their big struggle today is the giant dog-eating horse on our left, who's actually just a little tiny pony. Pony, come here. I guess Montana was terrified of it on their way out, but now he's actually doing pretty awesome. We're hoping to show you some reactivity and how we correct it on film. Here Scott's just doing a patient sit. We lift up that weight of an apple, have them put their bums down. We're just wanting to see if, oh, there the pony took one step. Just wanted to show you how Scott would correct if we were bothered by something. So here, Scott did a reset, and then now he's doing rollbacks back and forth. If you can get the dog's feet to move, the brain can stop overworking. We just want the dog, Montana in the situation, Cleveland could care less about the pony. We're wanting Montana to focus on us and not worry about anything else. Yep, I'll grab Cleveland. Cleveland's doing awesome, so he's gonna chill with me while Montana does the work. Walking two dogs at once is a unique talent. Have you talked about this already? It's really hard for people to walk one dog little alone too. I'm not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying I've yet to see it done by anyone who hasn't been training for multiple years. So right there, Scott handed off Cleveland to me so that he could really focus on Montana. He could have kept Cleveland with him, but Cleveland would have had to gone through a little extra work when he didn't really need it. Here Scott's asking for that reset. They moved their feet, they worked hard. Montana's not growling anymore, correct? And it's just looking, practicing a little bit of avoidance, but doing a really good job now, actually wanting to greet, which we're not letting him do that, but that's a great job that he's actually wanting to go forward now instead of being reactive. So when Montana and Cleveland go home, we always tell everyone you should walk them singly, one at a time, or two people go out and each of you have one dog, just because it is. There's a lot of like pat your head and rub your tummy going on, even with one dog, that most people struggle with. There, the pony's walking on. You notice Scott adjusted Montana and had him sit beside him at a nice heel with his back to the pony, which is scary. If you're scared of something, right, you don't really want to take your eyes off of it. And so that was a good working moment. And they're just working through Montana's breakdown of being terrified of the little pony. Now he's whining, which means he's just bored. He's like, okay, I'm done with this. I figured it out. Scott's ready for Cleveland. So Scott still has, even though he's doing two, we're going to talk about it as if they were one, because you'll be walking one. His shoulder is rolled back so that his arm is placed by his back pocket in a natural position. Our arms want to wander in front of us, and for some reason we want to have our hand rested in front of us. That's really bad posture for walking the dog, because what we're wanting is to have the short but loose leash. Every time that leash gets tight, we want to provide one of those tools. And as Scott has two different dogs at once, you can see he's providing tools to the dogs at different times. There's Cleveland, there's Montana. Both are doing great, so neither one need one. It's not about correcting both dogs, it's about correcting whichever dog creates pressure on that leash. So again, that's why you practice with one, and once you've been doing it for a long time, you can take both of them out. Once they're both getting good, you'll be able to take both of them out. Oh, okay, going for a jog again. Cleveland really hates jogging, Montana loves it. So we've been working with Cleveland on being able to go for a jog. Sorry, I don't want to make you car sick while making the video, but whenever pressure is created on that leash, he's using one of those 5 tools that he's gone over with you. And that's why that hand placement is so important. If he does those tools when there's not pressure, you're inconsistent. If you don't use one of those tools when there is pressure, you're inconsistent. Dogs can't learn with inconsistency. They thrive off of that consistent correction. At the same time, same way. Harry's just doing some zigzags, or I think Scott calls them serpentines. Getting the dogs to focus on him. We're almost home, so we want them to focus on us, not on where we're going. There, that one was Montana was creating pressure on the leash, so he got the roll back. Cleveland was not. He did not get the roll back. And we just wanted those nice loose leash. Again, anytime pressure is created on that leash, we're using a tool. The arm placement is so important because we're wanting to connect. Pressure is on the leash every time they can't see us in their peripheral view, and that's when we use the tool. That's why your hand placement is so important. I'm not watching to see where the dogs are at. I'm going off of feel, because you're gonna get distracted with your eyes. You need to learn to feel it with your hands. All right, here they're doing that patient sit at the door, waiting for the cue. The cue is a tug on the leash.
Montana this morning has struggled with this.
He said his name. That's what her name.
Bolt through the door. So, and then we've had to do this a number of times, going in and out, because she's rushing and bolting and pushing her way through. So I'm going to invite her in. There, see how patient she was? Kind of slow. That was much better. Okay, here we're sitting inside. So that was a lot better than she had been doing all morning. She had been very pushy and bargy and kind of jumping and crashing through the doorway.
We just want everything to be calm, cool, and collected. Nice and in control, and working through it. And thinking, I'm on my way. Sorry, I ran over a high chair. There, he's taking the transitional leashes off the nose. He's gonna take them off all the way since they've been being rock stars. Oh, Cleveland stood up, so he's gonna give some distance pressure. Cleveland's bum went down, so he removed that pressure. He's waiting for Montana's bum to go down. Her head was down, but her bum wasn't down. It's the bum that matters, not the head. Removing her leash too. They've both been rock stars. Yesterday they struggled a little bit, but that's pretty normal for them on day 3 and started day 4 for them to push limits. We like that so that we can show them on video and then how we correct them. Oh. There we go. Now we're going to practice the bed for a while.